The velocity required to travel from this end to this end is said to be v1, that is velocity. So here we concentrate about the areas, okay? So the line that joins any planet to the sun, and the planets are revolving around the sun in an elliptical orbit. This diagram itself shows how the planets revolve around the orbit. It is a elliptical one. Hello everyone, I'm Brinda, Faculty of Physics, Vidyashram Pre-University College, welcoming you all to the session of Chapter 8, Session 1, that is Gravitation. Today in this concept class, I'm going to discuss about Chapter 8, that is Gravitation. So let us start that what is meant by gravity. So you know gravity as well as gravitation. Usually we think it's one and the same. It has got some same influence, but the gravity as well as gravitation are two different topics. That is, what is meant by gravity? For example, you can see in this image itself, by looking at the image, you can conclude what is gravity. It is nothing but an apple falling downwards. It is falling downwards to this earth, right? So the gravity is acting downwards, that is with respect to the object as well as earth. The action of an object downwards towards the earth, that is, there is a force of attraction between that object as well as earth. Such kind of a force is said to be gravity. So what is this gravitation? So you got to know regarding gravity. So let us come into gravitation. You might imagine why exactly she has represented this image. So it is all about in order to introduce what is gravitation. So you have got two balls over here. That is a football which is present over here. So gravitation is nothing but the attraction between the two objects in the universe. So this is a universal concept. And here the universal law is applied, wherein in this case it is non-universal one, wherein the object is falling towards the earth. So this action is with respect to an object as well as earth. So there is a force which acts between an object as well as earth, whereas in this case it is a force which acts between two objects. It is a force which acts between two objects, that is known as gravitation. Gravitation. So it is a gravitational force. So this is all about your gravity and gravitational force. So let us see what few of the physicists has told, the few of the scientists. They have, for example, now it is, so Ptolemy, he has proposed geocentric model. So it is all about 200 years ago he had proposed this model, wherein he told that the celestial bodies revolve around the earth. He mentioned that the celestial bodies revolve around the earth. Later it was taken by Aryabhatta and he studied the same theory, and the theory says that the sun is at the center and the planets revolve around it. Sun is at the center and the planet starts revolving around it. What did Ptolemy say in geocentric model? That is about 200 years ago. He told that all planets revolve around the earth, wherein Aryabhatta took his concept and he gave the conclusion that the sun is at the center and the planets revolve around the earth. So that is all about these two physicists, how they considered exactly about the gravitation, that is cosmology. Something, it is a study of the planets, that is celestial bodies. Okay, so next is, what did your Nicolaus Copernicus say? He told that planets move in a circle around a fixed center, that is sun. Planets are having circular orbit, okay, and sun is fixed at the center. Planets are revolving around it. So that is what Nicolaus Copernicus had told. So now later Johannes Kepler took this concept and he told that the planets revolve in elliptical orbit and sun is at the center. The planet revolves around the sun in an elliptical orbit. So you got to know what exactly Nicolaus Copernicus had told and how it was changed by Johannes Kepler, and then it was taken by Newton and he introduced universal law of gravitation. His concept was different, that he gave the universal law of gravitation, wherein it's taught for Kepler itself that the planets revolve in elliptical orbit around the sun. Even now we are studying the same. The planets are moving in orbit. That orbit is not circular, it is elliptical orbit, and the planets are revolving around the sun in an elliptical orbit. This diagram itself shows how the planets revolve around the orbit. It is a elliptical one. So Johannes Kepler gave the concept of elliptical orbit and he introduced his 3 laws. So which are those 3 laws? First law, second law, as well as third law. We have got 3 laws. So what is the first law about? It is the law about orbits. Okay. So first law is law of orbits, and the second law you have, it is known as law of areas, and the third law is all about law of period. So we have got first law, we have got second law and third law. First law is law of orbits, second law is law of areas, and third law is law of period. So we have 3 laws over here. So in today's class, I'll be taking up 2 laws, that is Kepler's first law as well as second law. First law, that is law of orbits. So in law of orbits, we have got that all planets move in elliptical orbit with the sun situated at one of the foci. So all planets move in elliptical orbit. It was Kepler's view that all planets revolve around the sun in elliptical orbit. You all know that. Okay. With sun situated at one of the foci. Suppose if this is an ellipse, so I'll draw here. This is an ellipse which you are considering, and you have got 2 axes wherein you call this as minor axis and the horizontal line as major axis. So we have got 2 axes over here, minor axis as well as major axis. And suppose if we have one focus, let it be F1, or the other focus, let it be F2. And suppose if a sun is present in focus F1 and the planet is present somewhere around here, Earth, it is a planet, Earth is a planet, and Earth is revolving around the sun which is at focus, one of the focus. So the distance from Earth to the sun, that is this focus, is said to be R1. And the position vector of the sun, if the sun is present over here, that is F2, it is R2. Correct? So we can give it as R1 plus R2, sum of 2 vectors. Okay. So similarly, if suppose Earth is somewhere around here, it's a position vector. Again, the distance from this planet to this focus and this planet to this focus is, again, it is, if it is R1 dash and R2 dash, it is R1 dash plus R2 dash. All these are equal. This is equal to this. R1 plus R2 is equal to R1 dash plus R2 dash. Both the set are equal. This is equal to this set. Suppose if everywhere we draw the same kind of diagram, that is same vector notations, then we get a elliptical orbit. That is what it is told over here. That is, all planets move in elliptical orbit with the sun situated at one of the foci. So this is all about your first law, that is law of orbits. So the second law, Kepler's law, here we are studying regarding the second law. So what is that second law all about? It is law of areas. So there we had concentrated that sun is at foci, right? Planets are revolving in an elliptical orbit, and the sun which is present, it is at foci. Only if the sun is at foci, we get R1 plus R2 is equal to other set of position vector, that is R1 dash plus R2 dash. Only if that is the case, we can tell that the planets revolve around the sun which is at foci in elliptical orbit. So there are two important lines, that is elliptical orbit as well as sun at foci. Those are the two words. So now here in the second Kepler's law, here we have law of areas. So here we concentrate about the areas. Okay. So the line that joins any planet to the sun, the line which joins any planet to the sun, it sweeps equal areas in equal interval of time. Equal areas in equal interval of time. This is the most important line, that is equal areas in equal interval of time. That is all about this law which we are going to study. So here the line which joins any planet to the sun, it sweeps equal areas in equal interval of time. Suppose this is an elliptical orbit and we had the same thing, that is it is a minor axis as well as this is your major axis. So you have got minor axis and major axis, and sun is at one focus, that let it be F1. Here somewhere it is F2. Suppose here is a planet, that is Earth. Okay, Earth is a planet which we are considering now. So suppose your Earth is here and it is taking 1 month to sweep this blue shaded area. A1 is the area wherein it takes that the Earth sweeps and covers this much of area in 1 month. It is mentioned 1 month over here. Okay, so 1 month Earth takes this distance and it covers this blue shaded area now with the red stripes. Correct? So when the Earth is somewhere around here, it comes in this way, and Earth is somewhere around here. Again in 1 month, it sweeps this part of the area, that is A2. A2 is other area wherein it sweeps within 1 month. So how can you say this is equal to this? Let us get into it. So this is the position vector. If suppose this is R, let me consider this as R1. So here you have got V1. The velocity required to travel from this end to this end is said to be V1, that is velocity. Similarly, when the Earth travels, and again in this part, this section is known as R2. So this position vector is known as R2, as well as this is known as V2. So it has told that the line joins any planet to the sun, sweeps equal areas in equal interval of time. So this is a triangle as well as this also is a triangle. You all know how do you calculate the area of triangle. So we all know that area of triangle is half into base into height. Half into base into height is the area of the triangle. So suppose if you consider two triangles and the area of this triangle with the area of this triangle, you have got half into base is your V1 and height is R1, which is equal to half into base is V2, height is R2. Okay, suppose if this is a triangle, you just fixing this triangle in other form. So here will be your sun, here is somewhere your earth. So this is your V1 and this is your R1. So half into base into height. This is what I have written over here. So this and this gets cancelled. So you have got V1 R1 is equal to V2 R2. This tells you that the line that joins any planet to the sun sweeps equal areas in equal interval of time. So this is equal to this. Therefore, you can tell that A1 is equal to A2. So these two areas are equal. So in today's class, we had studied regarding gravity as well as gravitation and what was each and every scientist or the physicist thoughts about cosmology, that is celestial body. If you will like it, the earth is at the center and other planets revolve around it, and if you are like, no, it's wrong. The earth also along with other planets revolve around the sun. And it was concluded that it revolves in a circular orbit, which was considered, no, it was wrong. And then they told that it revolves in elliptical orbit, and the person who told that it revolves in the elliptical orbit, gave out 3 laws, that is first, second and third, out of which I had made you study the first law as well as second law. The first law told that it is a law of orbit, and the second law says that it is law of areas. So you had studied regarding law of orbits as well as areas. You got to know in law of orbit, it says something about the orbit, that is the planets revolve around the elliptical orbit. So it told regarding the orbit. So sun is at a foci. That is all about your first law, wherein you have to concentrate on elliptical orbit and sun at foci. Second law is all about your law of areas, wherein you will study regarding areas. It sweeps equal areas in equal interval of time. That is, any line joining a planet and a sun sweeps equal areas in equal interval of time. That equal areas and equal interval of time is, that is a very important word in that law. So this is all about your first law as well as second law. So I'll come up with the rest half of the chapters in other sessions. So I hope you're clear with today's class. Thank you. Have a good day.